Do you want to be unfuckwithable? Of course you do. That's what we really all want from life. For me, being unfuckwithable means you just have such a solid hold on yourself on the inside that nothing can mess with your happiness. Sure, we might have some ups and downs, but we're never going to let anything knock the boat over, and that is so important. So if you guys want to learn the 4 keys to becoming unfuckwithable, be sure to keep watching. Hi guys, it's Jen. Welcome back to my channel. I am a life coach and law of attraction teacher, and you have found my YouTube channel where I upload 2 new videos for you guys each and every week, all about the art of creating your best life ever. So if you want to make sure that you don't miss out on anything, be sure to hit that subscribe button. So I really love the word unfuckwithable. You might have known that if you listen to my podcast, which is the Unfuckwithable You podcast. To me, being unfuckwithable is all about learning how to manage our emotions, to control the inside, because once you've got this under control, the outside stuff really doesn't matter so much. The thing is, most of us go through life on a default setting, which is just reacting to the things that come to us. So when we have a good day, when good things happen to us, we feel good. When bad things happen to us, then we feel bad. And it's really easy to feel out of control of your own life when you are so stuck in this reaction mode, because you really don't have control over your life if you're letting everything in your external world determine how you feel. So my definition of becoming unfuckwithable is just getting the inner side of you on lock to the point that it is okay. You are able to go through life through the ups and downs without letting things really get under your skin and really mess you up. And once you can learn how to do this, you are just going to be so much happier. Life is going to be so much more easy and breezy. Not to say it's going to be perfect. Nothing will ever be perfect, but you will just be able to handle things so much better. So today I'm going to share with you guys my 4 tips to becoming unfuckwithable, and I really hope you enjoy them. So tip number 1 on our journey to becoming unfuckwithable is to learn how to fall in love with yourself. And maybe you've been working on self-love for a while, but I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about why self-love is so important. And maybe you've heard about this in my other videos. Most of us have a real void of self-love, and that is because we haven't really been shown how to do it. We've actually been taught a lot of things over the years that really get in the way of us really fully accepting and loving ourselves. So for me, really loving yourself is something of a radical act, because we have all been programmed over years and years and years of advertising to believe that there is something fundamentally wrong with us, right? Modern advertising works on telling you that you aren't good enough. But if you buy this certain thing, if you buy this makeup, if you buy this car, if you do this, then suddenly you are going to be okay. And we are constantly kept feeling slightly not enough. We're kept feeling a little bit of a feeling of shame all the time, because of course when you feel like a little bit shameful, if you feel like something is wrong with you, then it is going to be so much more easy for these companies to tell you to buy their products. So if you're watching a lot of TV, and we've all watched a lot of TV over the years, if you watch any advertising in movies, wherever, looking at billboards, wherever it is, then you have had this programming come to you. So taking a stand, learning to love yourself, going through the fire feeling and understanding that there's really nothing to be ashamed of, that you are well deserving of love just as you are, even though you're imperfect, even though you're not the perfect weight or the perfect height or the perfect whatever. Even though you're not perfect, you are still completely 100% deserving of love, and that love begins with you. Self-love is all about extending that feeling to yourself. It's about forgiving yourself for not being perfect. It's about standing up and understanding that there's nothing to fix. Like, you might be watching this channel because you think there's something to fix, and this is a little bit different than having to buy makeup because you feel like your face isn't good enough. Working on yourself is a tool that will help you over the course of your life. So I of course think that there's a huge benefit in investing in yourself and learning about yourself and learning to love yourself. That is all stuff that is going to pay off huge. So that is it. The first love tip is such a small thing, but it is such a radical thing. So if you can dare to love yourself, you free yourself from so much shame and so much trauma. So that is my number one tip to becoming unfuckwithable. Tip number two for living an unfuckwithable life is to have confidence. And confidence is really a huge topic, and I'm actually thinking about making an entire class about this. This is something that so many of us are lacking in. But I'm gonna just quickly define confidence here today is an ability to trust in yourself. So we are always going to encounter new things in life. We are going to meet new people. We're going to go on job interviews. We are going to travel to new places. Confidence is really just about trusting yourself that you will be able to figure out whatever you need to figure out. You're going to say what you need to say. You're going to find the right place to go. You're going to do what you need to do in those situations. Confidence is about remembering that you have done so much in the past and that you are so smart and so capable, and you are this amazing human being. So if you can just let that amazingness shine out instead of getting into this anxious and worry state that you're not good enough, you're gonna mess things up, things are gonna go badly. Life becomes so much easier when you let go of the opinions of other people, when you let go of what you think you need to look like, when you let go of what society expects from you and just trust in yourself to be who you are and to say the things you need to say and to go where you need to go and to do what you need to do. Confidence is magical and it helps unlock so many things. And when you have confidence, you also have a belief in yourself that you can go out and achieve new things in the world. It is really a little bit about not being completely fear-free, because we'll never be fear-free, but it's about learning to understand that you are able to do things anyways, even if you are afraid of them. It is trusting in that part of you. It's believing in yourself. So that is my second key to being unfuckwithable. The third key to becoming unfuckwithable is learning emotional intelligence, and specifically learning emotional management. So a lot of the things that I talk about actually come back to this, and what I really call this is mind management. It is the process of going into your brain, really looking at the way you're thinking, looking at where your beliefs are coming from, looking at how your emotions are formed. Because if you didn't know, emotions come from thoughts. It feels like emotions hit us like a ton of bricks, but actually what is happening is your brain has made a story, and that story makes you feel bad, and then you feel bad because of the story. There's an invisible step in there that we aren't aware of until we slow down and understand the way our mind works. So when you understand that your hurt feelings and all those negative emotions are coming from a story that you're making, then you can also understand that you can create a new story. You can create a new story that doesn't feel terrible. You can create a new story that doesn't feel bad. And once you know how to do that, it is such a game changer. And I know this doesn't happen overnight. Emotional management takes some time. Emotional intelligence, it's an ongoing project, but really understanding that you have the keys to change your emotional state, that you don't have to feel bullied by your emotions, that you don't have to feel like you are living at the mercy of whatever's happening around you. And it's such a gift. And really, once you have control over that, like, life becomes so much easier, right? Because we're not just wishing good things to happen to us so that we feel good. We understand that no matter what happens, we have the power to make ourselves feel good. And that is so amazing and cool. Tip number 4 on becoming unfuckwithable, and actually this could be a whole different topic, but the one thing I chose to go with is boundaries. So boundaries have everything to do with relationships, and relationships are so key to our life. If your relationships aren't good, if you are letting people take advantage of you, like whether that's like emotionally or like more than that, then you're not going to feel good. You're going to feel like you're not mattering in the world, right? The key is we can't just blame people for treating us terribly we have to take responsibility for the relationships we formed. And sometimes when we're not feeling good about ourselves, when we're not loving ourselves, we let some people into our life that do not have our best intentions in mind. So when you start to do this work, it really goes hand in hand with maybe doing a little bit of clearing house and getting rid of maybe some people in your life that are, instead of uplifting you, making you feel terrible, taking advantage of you, doing things that you really know they shouldn't be doing. So the key is, again, with all of these tips, it's never about wishing they would change. It's not about making an ultimatum, but you can set boundaries. You can tell people what you need, what your minimum standard is. And then it's up to them. If they want to stay in your life, then they need to meet the boundaries, right? And if they don't meet the boundaries, then you are more than justified in leaving. The thing is, I used to be really not good with boundaries. I used to let things happen all the time. I used to try to set boundaries, but then I wouldn't enforce them. Like, boundaries are something that I'm still legitimately working on. So I understand how difficult this stuff can be. But the key is to understand that boundaries are a two-way street. You need to communicate the boundary and you also need to enforce it. You can tell people how you want to be treated all day long, but if you don't actually take action behind the boundary, then people are going to listen to you and just keep doing what they've always done anyways. Again, this could be a huge topic all about relationships and narcissism and codependence and all of those things. Maybe I'll do a whole video on it, but I mean, I have a lot to say on this topic because I've experienced this so much. But what I want to tell you guys in this video is that boundaries are key to keeping you happy, right? And you are in charge of your own boundaries. So if you haven't thought about your boundaries, if you haven't thought about what your minimum standards are in your relationships, I really challenge you guys to think about that starting today. And then also start thinking about how you are going to enforce them. And well, before that, how you're going to communicate them and how you're going to enforce them, because it doesn't just happen. People are going to know your boundaries. You have to explain them and you also have to enforce them. Otherwise, they're not going to do you any good at all. So that was a lot to take in a pretty short video, but I really hope this video gives you guys some good pointers on how to start living a life that's totally unfuckwithable. This is one of my favorite topics, and in fact, I have a whole digital class for you guys all on this topic. If you want to become truly unfuckwithable, you can come over and sign up for my 5-week digital class. You get a bunch of video lessons and workbooks, all about stuff that is really going to help you to take a proactive approach to your life and to really take control of the inside so that the outside is so much easier to manage. If you want to learn about that, please come on over to the site. There is a link there for you guys to sign up and join. It's an evergreen class, so you can sign up whenever you guys want to. I would love to see you there. I've helped out many people so far, and I would love to have you guys in class as well. Thank you guys so much for watching this video today. I really hope you got something out of it. If you like this, please give it a like. And if you want to hear more from me, hit that subscribe button, because I would really love to keep you guys around. And I would really love to have you here with me as I grow this amazing YouTube community. I'll be back here soon in the next video. So until then, I'm wishing you the most amazing week ever. And just remember, get ready for the miracle. See you guys.